It's your boy DJ Akademiks, and now I do think I'm a pretty even-keeled individual. I pretty much look at every single side of the conversation, the side of the argument, before I come to an opinion. I just don't go with all the sheeps. I send the sheeps over the hill, the wolves eat half of them, and I see what's going on. I see the other way to run, and I look, which is the best way to get the fuck out of this situation? Now, this whole Ferguson situation, and I've been looking at it, I'm like, I'm not going to instantly jump to say this is a racism issue where the cops are just fucking racism. Me, I think the bigger problem lies with not only just race, because there is a race factor. Obviously, if the cop is reported to be white and the victim is black, there's a race issue that you can't ignore. But I do think that the bigger issue here is police brutality. The police have no respect, and I won't say in all cases, but in a lot of cases, the police have no respect for the people they police and the people who they are sworn to protect. And in a lot of cases, they consider them animals and they consider them expendable, disposable. And if it comes down to it, they'll just shoot them dead in the street, and nothing comes out of it. Now, I've given everybody involved the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, all right, I kind of get why the police officer's name isn't out yet, because there's a mob mentality right now where people are just so thirsty for some type of justice. If they drop somebody's name, it's almost to the point where that person's life is right now going to be in danger. Now, there's been over a couple days, I've seen a couple names get dropped, and apparently they're all fake. Now, the latest was today when there's a group, and there's a popular group online, they're called Anonymous. I guess they're a group of hackers, I believe. They dropped a name of a 45-year-old cop. I believe it was like Brian Willman. And everyone thought that was the name. St. Louis Police, they came out. They're like, no, that is definitely not the name of the cop. And everybody was hyped up. And then they were kind of like, calm down. But I will say that just watching this whole thing, I'm like, yo, they're pulling some real fucking strings for this one cop. This one cop is, and you could tell he is, he's kind of responsible for all of this, right? They're pulling all types of strings to protect. This nigga's connected like a motherfucker, like for real. If you really think about it, I seen people who tweeted out names who are supposed to be, well, even tweet out any names at all. If they said that we believe the cop's name is this, Twitter suspend their account, Facebook suspend their account. They're having all types of ills, misfortunes happen to them. People are getting arrested. People are getting abused that are trying to protest. All in the name of what this cop did. And I'm not saying you serve up the police to the angry mob and just say, hey, you could now put his head on a stake, but something has to be done. The lack of transparency in this case is overwhelming. This is probably one of the least transparent situations where the police, they don't feel like they got to tell you shit. They tell you they got some type of investigation going on, which the more and more it goes on, it doesn't even seem like they're even investigating shit. It seems like they're waiting for excuses to validate the fucked up thing that happened. There's something fucked up that happened that everybody clearly sees. It looks like a cop kills a kid. It looks like it might have happened in cold blood. Even if it didn't happen in cold blood, looks like it could have been avoided. Now, rather than being very transparent with this process, and rather than giving information, announcing when information will be given, because the police, they're a public sector. They're beholden by law to at least provide information to the public when they need it, but obviously not to compromise their investigation. So I do understand they're not going to just leak whatever they think they found out, but the more and more it goes on, and you sit back and watch, you sit back and you watch everything going on, you're like, it looks like these cops, they're just trying to get one over on the public. That's what it's looking like. And watching everything going on, people protesting, they're definitely taking this protest shit pretty serious, because they're over there in like full riot gear. They're tossing smoke grenades. They're doing everything. They're shooting blanks. They don't give a fuck. But rather than, they should know that the real reason why people are doing all this is because they feel like there will be no justice served. They have zero trust in the police department, and they don't think that they're going to get information when they want information. But this is in no way, shape, or form to defend the fuckery, like the looting, other people committing crime that's trying to really benefit from this situation. But it looks like the police department and the authorities involved, and even other people or other entities, and this is why it's so easy within the black community to say they, or then have this type of theory that they are still trying to oppress. People forget that it's police brutality, and they're like, no, this is the race issue, and it's just they. Because you see all these entities, and they're going to, you have to admit, they're going to some great lengths to protect this shit. Now, the St. Louis Police Department, they even came out, they're like, yo, Anonymous, you got that shit wrong. That's not the name of the officer. Actually, there's no officer on staff that's named that, right? So Brian P. Woolman, that's not him. We're not going to be releasing his name. We're going to release it whenever the fuck we want, and you can't force us otherwise. And I got to say, like, I don't know. I really don't know. The police department, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave this dude a new alias, they gave him a new name, they have him moved out, have him on a 24-hour security watch. I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing all this. To be honest, they probably already leaked the real name of the cop. But they probably already changed his name. They probably have him some witness protection program. They probably have him wearing a straw hat with a fucking toothpick in his mouth under some witness protection program, probably scheduling to get his face, to do some face transplant that nobody can identify him. I don't know what's going on, man. They're going through some extraordinary lengths to protect this guy. They're going to leak a name, and I wouldn't be surprised that this is so contrived. And we have even witnesses who apparently they saw the original event, and it's a few guys, and I believe they've been talking to all media. Except the more and more they talk, and I'm listening to them, I'm like, is their story kind of shifting? And I'm like, if people are there, and especially everyone's flooding to Ferguson, why wouldn't they then tell the witness, like, yo, listen, how about you calm the fuck down? If the cop's not talking, he hasn't given any side. How about you calm the fuck down? Stop giving all these exclusive interviews. Your story's constantly switching up. They're going to be using this against the whole case when it comes to light. How about you just calm the fuck down? Maybe you want your little 15 minutes of fame, but you don't need to explain shit to anybody. People already know what happened, or think they know what happened. They think it's a murder that shouldn't have happened. So you don't make yourself look more stupid, and when we do need you, we'll come get you. But that's not the case. And that's really not, I don't even know, man. But it feels like this whole thing is, the more you try to give it the benefit of the doubt, because as a sane-minded individual, you don't want to jump to the most radical conclusion, right? Without knowing the facts of the case, as I said, I'm waiting for all type of things to come out. I'm waiting for an autopsy report. I'm waiting for all the 911 calls that night. I want to scour through all of them. I'm waiting for exact crime scene investigation of how the bullets entered the kid. What angle? Was he laying on the ground? Was he shot 35 feet away? Was it point blank? I want to know, was there a struggle involved? Does the injuries indicate there was a struggle? With the police officer, was he injured? Is there any dashboard cameras? Is there any security cameras? Anything? We need to find out more information. I'm there, but while I'm there, I'm waiting for information. I'm patiently waiting. And I'm looking around, I'm like, rather than doing what I think most sensible citizens would do, wait for information, it feels like the police, they're running a fucking horse and pony show already. Like, they're not really trying to provide shit. They're just trying to prolong this whole thing. They're trying to keep us in the dark as much as possible. And then they're really just trying to hopefully either get an excuse to validate why this happened, or just divert the attention completely. Now, Obama has said he's going to be looking into all this, or the FBI and the Department of Justice is going to be looking into this, but who knows? If this one town is doing all these things and providing absolutely zero transparency, I'm not sure that Obama's going to come in and shake shit up. People think Obama's some type of savior. Listen, like Obama. I like him. But if we continue this whole narrative that he's anything more than a pretty decent or pretty average American president who happens to be black or mixed or mulatto, whatever you want to call it, were sadly mistaken. Now, what do you guys think about this? Get in the comment box. What do you think about the Missouri or the Ferguson Police Department? They're going through great lengths to protect this cop. Apparently, the names have been leaked. They're fake. And I don't even think, I think maybe the real name already leaked. They changed that nigga's name, man. They changed the name. But I will say that I do not condone any violence that it would happen to the individual if his real name was leaked. But it's one of those things where I'm on Twitter and I'm kind of watching because everybody's a fucking pro-black militant on Twitter. Enough of this walking, this marching, all these speeches. Fuck that. They're attacking us. We need to do something. And we have niggas on Twitter acting like they're going to do something if they really get the cop's name. So that's why when Anonymous allegedly leaked the person's name, I was like, this is good. For all you Negroes talking shit about what you're going to do, now what? You got the name. You got the address. Now what? What are you going to do now? You tell me what you're going to do now, because they have basically eradicated any excuse you have for not doing shit. Because you claim that you are tired of going about things in a non-violent manner. You want to take it violent. You're preaching this on Twitter, social media, any other platform you have. But yet you aren't willing to do shit when it really comes down to it. And I'm saying that because you shouldn't be really preaching all this violence, because when you preach it, and especially people that I see sensible people doing it, the sensible people aren't going to commit those violence acts. But someone who isn't as sensible, who really just wants to make a name or be like, oh, I'm riding for my niggas, they'll go do that shit and then it won't end up well. What do you think about this whole situation? Make sure you guys like, comment, definitely subscribe. It's your boy DJ Akademiks and I'm out.